Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with doing more tie-dye. Last week I did a tie-dye video and I believe around 15 things. Today I'm doing a smaller number today. I think it's only like 9 things, 6 shirts and then like 3 shorts. It's basically the same thing as it's always been with tie-dye, and I'm not showing everything that I've tied and all of the painting because I don't want this video to be longer than it already is. But today's focus was mainly working on galaxy designs. Last week's video I mostly did spiral designs and bullseye designs, and I think I did like 2 galaxy designs, but wasn't like I wasn't fully happy with how they came out. I feel like recently the galaxy designs I've been doing haven't been as good as like the first times I've done them. So I really wanted to try, but I will say today's galaxy designs also weren't the best. I'm not sure if it's just the colors, because originally when I did galaxy I did it in like black and dark blue, but to recently I've done like purple and light blue, green, yellow, pink, and those colors just didn't really give the galaxy vibe that I was hoping for. And then today I also am finally getting the chance to try tie-dyeing shorts, which I've never done. I usually do towels, t-shirts. I've done some like long sleeve shirts, some hoodies. I did a skirt last time. And I will say, doing at least with this one is 100% cotton, so there wasn't really a worry there. The biggest problem with it was just the waistband. The waistband is very thick, and so it made it really hard to like spiral it and get it to fit correctly. So for me, what I found worked the best if you're doing a galaxy or a spiral design is start at like the opposite end of the waistband, because usually the waistband is really thick and it doesn't want to go with the spiral. It keeps wanting to like bounce out. And so if you start at the opposite end, the waistband will mostly be on the outside of the spiral. So it'll be a lot easier to tie it and rubber band it. That's just my recommendation for it. That's what worked best for me. As I mentioned, I am doing 6 shirts today and 3 shorts. 2 of the shirts are my basic spiral rainbow and rainbow bullseye. And then the other 4 are actually going to be galaxy designs. And like always, this is all 100% fabric or 100% cotton fabric shirts and shorts. I washed them beforehand and made sure that they were wet before starting. And I did all of the planning and the rubber banding beforehand. And then I didn't activate the water the water or the dye until I was actually going to start dyeing, just to give me the most amount of time. And for this project, used the Tulip brand refill packets. They actually sell like just the powder that goes into the bottles if you already have the bottles. I really like that, so that way you don't end up buying kit after kit and getting just a bunch of bottles. It's better for the environment, and it's just better for you not to have thousands of bottles. Because for me at least, I feel like I really only need 1 bottle for each color. I will say I do prefer the bigger bottles, but I was really limited on the powder for the colors that I had. I only had enough for the green, yellow, and pink to do the big bottles. And then so the rest, the purple, the blue, the red, and the orange, those were all done with the smaller bottles because that's all the powder I had. The 2 pink galaxy shirts that I'm doing is actually for 2 sisters, and I thought it would be cute and I was kind of asked to make them match, so that's what I tried doing. But I will say, with tie-dyeing, even if you use the exact same size shirt, the exact same fabric, the exact same paint, and do the same technique with tying it and rubber banding it, and even if it somehow is 100% the same, the end result will never be 100% perfectly exact because of what tie-dyeing really is, and just the art of tie-dyeing. It makes every single piece unique, even if you do the same thing over and over again, since it's such a handmade, and you can't really control how the dye works or how it grabs to the fabric. And just there are so many different factors that go into tie-dyeing that make every single thing you do perfectly unique, but you can try to make them similar enough so it matches, which is what I did for the two pink galaxy shirts. And I am really glad to report that the three shorts that I did worked out really well. One of them was more of like an actual white, and then the other two were more of like an off-white, almost like cream color, but it still grabbed the dye perfectly and it dyed perfectly. The drawstrings and the pockets dyed perfectly, so I was really happy about that. I think honestly the hardest part was just actually swirling it for the spiral and the galaxy. As I mentioned, the waistband getting in the way. But once you overcome that, it's basically the same as anything else. And as always, after I finished dyeing everything, I let them sit for 24 hours, and then I hand washed them. I believe I hand washed everything 2 times except some of the shorts and the pink galaxy designs. Those ones took, I believe, 3 hand washes, and then I washed everything in the machine and tried it. And then once everything was done washing finally, I was finally able to see the end result. And I will say I was very nervous to see how they turn out. I always go through this phase where I worry they're going to be ugly, but as of now, I don't think I have any absolute failures. Here are the two pink galaxy designs. As I mentioned, the galaxy part doesn't read as well, but I am still really happy with how they turned out. Um, and I think they look really cute together. They're not exactly the same, but they're still really cute and similar. Here is the green and yellow galaxies that I did. The one rainbow bullseye that I did, which I absolutely loved. And then the spiral rainbow that I did. And then the 3 shorts, which I absolutely love. I actually made them to match 3 of the t-shirts that I did last week. This one was like a pink and blue galaxy. You can see how the pockets and the drawstrings perfectly got painted as well. This one was the rainbow spiral that I did, and then this is the rainbow bullseye that I did, which I loved more the bullseye than the spiral. But that's everything. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed. Bye!